You Are we live? What are we doing here? What game is this? This looks like Super Metroid. Let's see. Ooh, everybody can hear me. That means I'm live and we're racing. So let's go. Excuse me. So we have Freddy N3K and Pro Piece, both with PBs, about 22 seconds, 21 second differential there. So pretty close between those two. And then we take a look at Fat Scott, PB of 122.41. Although we know Fat Scott is, more or less runs like a 125 runner. Don't let that 122 fool you. No, I'm just kidding, Fat Scott. I like to josh on him. Little trouble there in Red Tower by Fat Scott. Freddy is making his way out of the croc area. Pro Piece is going to be making his way out of the croc area. And Scott has quite a bit of time to catch up. This is the early power bombs route that I know Scott does when he runs 100%. So Scott's going to get his power bombs before he fights Kraid. It allows for him to do things like get the Kraid missile. So basically you only have one Kraid's warehouse visit. So, and early power bombs also allow you to go through certain places like Bubble Mountain a little bit faster. But right here, Pro Piece and Freddy are almost neck and neck about 24 minutes into this run, almost 25 minutes into this run. So it's looking like a really good contest so far. Getting a little trolled there by the grapple beam, but Freddy makes it out okay, and Pro Piece takes the lead. Meanwhile, Scott continuing to have trouble in the power bomb section here. Excuse me. So sorry about being a little bit late here, y'all, but I was working today, and I knew I would get here with at least enough time to commentate for what looks like going to be most of this race. So I'm really glad that I could make it, and I have nothing else to do today. So for those that are new to the Staggered Mayhem Showcase, you can see those offsets there. That is about how much time differential there is between each runner. So there was a 21 second difference between when Freddy started and when Pro Piece started, and 13 minutes and 59 seconds from when Pro Piece had started and then Fat Scott went. So we're going to see if Scott can catch up. So I'm not going to necessarily... Ooh, that was a nice little bomb jump over that little hole there. Good save there from Scott. Saved about 5 seconds, dropping down and going all the way around. It is possible for Scott to catch up, even though it looks like 14 minutes is kind of an astronomical offset. This is all relative to how well our runners run, and it's according to their PB, their personal best time. And anybody that follows speedrunning knows that your personal best time is one thing, but your average run is going to be anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes away from that time. So, but if all runners run optimally, we should see 3 mother brains on the screen at the same time. And I know Scott has what it takes to be able to catch up to these other 2 runners, but, you know, you never know. They do have a significant head start. I have actually been able to do that myself, catch up and win a race with such astronomical odds against me, but it just kind of depends on the day and how we're doing. I mean, Scott is already having quite a bit of trouble. We're at 25 energy going into Kraid's warehouse. Hopefully he was able to get some big health drops maybe from those. I didn't see what happened to those key hunters. Looked like they just probably beat him up. Ooh. So got to be careful. We're in like one-hit KO range here. Very smart farming up that energy from Scott. So not going to get health bombed here from Mini Kraid. Makes it out with only 4 supers with another health drop. So Scott should be okay. Oh, Scott, why did you do that? So Scott de-boosted off of those spikes right there. So if he survives this Kraid fight, he's going to get health bombed and get all energy drops. So going to have very small ammo coming out of there. But, you know, 22 missiles is pretty good. So I guess not a bad idea. Let's see if Scott can pull off this quick kill. Meanwhile, Freddy and Pro Piece are right. Ooh, nice quick kill, Scott. They're right where Scott was, getting Vile Plume there at beta power bombs by Pro Piece. So when you get caught by one of those yapping maws, you also get chomped on by those Vile Plumes. And WJG, you're right. All you need is 1 energy. And I got to tell you, I think... I can't remember if it was the Staggered Mayhem Showcase or I think it was the weekly ladder race I did. I did a randomizer. I came out of Ridley with 1 energy left. It's like, how did you survive that fight? So Scott is doing okay. He's got pretty good health right now. Going to make his way back through Mini Kraid hallway. Pro Piece is taking a significant lead over Freddy since they left the Crocomire area. So both Freddy and Pro Piece, both known rando runners. I remember both of those runners. I think, not quite sure about Pro Piece, maybe, but I think Freddy was in the last SM Rat tournament that we had. I know I've raced against both Freddy and Pro Piece before. I actually raced against Pro Piece in the last Staggered Mayhem Showcase I was able to do. It was a fun race, really good one. Nice charge, nice short charge there. Good spark across the ocean from Pro Piece. Pro Piece has a pretty commanding lead so far. An entire area away from Fat Scott. More than an area, significant ground, probably a good 15 minutes ahead of Scott right there. And oh my gosh, I thought Freddie got grabbed by the yapping maw. I didn't see if he got vileplumed, but Pro Piece has a significant lead over Freddie right now. So we'll see how he does with the Fantoon fight. Fantoon can be an equalizer here. Never picked up a hundo run, kind of in the middle, so not sure what everybody needs to know or who's listening out there, but we're going to have a Fantoon fight, so this is a second intended boss fight. In hundo, you always go KPDR, Kraid, Fantoon, Dragon, and Ridley. There's no more optimal route than that boss route, so that's what we're going to see here in hundo. Pro Piece is going to get a crack at Fantoon, our first Fantoon of the day. Fantoon is going to come on. You can damage Fantoon at either a slow, medium, or fast round. Basically, Fantoon will float around a little bit, and his eye will open at either a slow, medium, or fast speed. So there was a fast eye open right there. And you have to get the missiles in. Missiles, charge shots, or super missiles will do damage on Fantoon. But you don't want to do a super missile unless it's the kill shot. Because if you hit Fantoon with a super missile before the kill shot, there's an enrage pattern which eats up about 18 to 22 seconds of time. Freddy's skipping the moat missile, probably going to pick it up on the way back. This is 100%. So the only rule for 100% is that you have to collect all 100 items. So really, you could do it in any order, any route you want. All of our runners are doing what is known as the early Crocomire route, which I know Fat Scott runs that route as well. The only route deviation we're likely to see from our runners is the fact that Scott did go up and get power bombs earlier than the rest of our runners, which will save him a little bit of time. Spooky missile pickup by Freddy. Looks like we're getting into 5-round territory. Pro Piece is going to have to watch his energy. We have no idea how much energy Pro Piece has in the reserves, and those flames do 30 damage. That's a significant amount of damage. And should be able to clean it up right here. Very good job. Very good job. Pro Piece makes it out with 115 energy and whatever he has in the reserves. Nice missile count. And probably will get decent drops. This looks like we'll get some decent drops from Fantoon. Hoping for some energy drops because Pro Piece is going to have to deal with the spiky Room of Death. And I got to be honest, those are crap drops. Fantoon is not known for being kind. Let's just put it that way. So Freddy has a chance to catch up if he can pull off a faster Fantoon fight. Now, because Freddy has ice, what I'd like to see Freddy do is 2 missiles, and then a charge shot. Instead, he's going for Doppler strats. You can get a pretty reliable 3-round if you have Ice, Wave, and Spazer equipped. You just do 2-2 and a charge shot. Should be 3 rounds, but we'll see how Freddy's doing. Really good Doppler attempts right there. Fantoon wasn't quite where he wanted Fantoon to be. Very favorable patterns, though. I don't think we've seen a slow yet. Oh, no. So, missed around there. Excuse me. Come on, Freddy, you can do this. Pro Piece going to have to be careful. So in the Spiky Room of Death, which is where Pro Piece is going to go after he picks up this second super missile pack, is called Spiky Room of Death for a reason. Okay, Freddy finishes off Fantoon. Really good job right there. So let's see if Pro Piece can make it through here. You can take it slow, but you have to deal with not having the gravity suit. There's some water in there. So when you get on the platforms, it's kind of hard to jump, gauge how hard you need to press the jump input when you're half in the water and half out of the water. So, yep, so very nice strat right there from Pro Piece. That's actually my go-to strat before I kind of got risky and started going for some D-boosts. So Pro Piece makes it okay. Should have absolutely no problems making it over here to this E-Tank. We're going to see Freddy run through the same 2 rooms that we just saw Pro Piece do. Fat Scott starting the Crocomire fight. Going for that. Oh, did a really good setup there with the missile followed by a super missile. Now, the way Croc works in this route is every missile shot will get Croc to step back 1 step. Every super missile will get Croc to step back 3 times. And every charge shot, regardless of your beam combination, Croc will step back 2 times. So Scott did a really great job balancing charge shots with a fusillade of missiles and super missiles. Not really a fusillade, I just wanted to use that word. It was more like a couple at a time. But GG, Scott, very good Crocomire fight. Let's see if Pro Piece can make it back through the spiky room of death. Far less likelihood of death right now, but Pro Piece hoping to come through without. Gotta watch out turning on those platforms because you can KO right through there. The Kazans register as enemies, so you can KO through a platform just like you could any enemy in the game. So a little risky there to turn around or even do a ledge grab from Pro Piece, but gets through the room no problem. Freddy taking his shot at Spiky Room of Death, using the same strat we saw from Pro Piece. I'm going to expect when we see Scott here later that we'll see Scott. You can just judge by his PB that Scott is going to run more aggressive strats than our other runners. However, it's not about what strats you use. It's about whether or not you can survive the run and get through the game. Oh no, getting rolled there by those sparks, but nice attic spark there from Pro Piece. Kills misses an enemy. Sometimes you can get right over that Key Hunter right there, and that's probably what it was. And the Key Hunter just gets away. So significant time loss there. It's going to give... I was going to say it was going to give Freddy a chance to catch up, but honestly, Freddy lost just about as much time falling right there as Pro Piece just lost in the attic. So they were about time even still with both of those runners. Did anybody see if Scott went for Mission Impossible? Did Scott get Mission Impossible? Wait, Scott doesn't have Grapple Beam. Scott, you didn't even go get Grapple Beam first? How do you have a 122 and you're not going for Indiana Jones? I should be beating you. I'm very disappointed in myself, Scott. A little disappointed that you're not going for Indiana Jones, but we'll have to talk about that. You can do it. Indiana Jones, by the way, is it's a more or less intended strat. You can't do this cool mock ball that Scotty just did, which was pretty awesome, but Indiana Jones probably saves 7 to 15 seconds if you do it optimally. So I'm going to see why. I have no idea why Scott's PB is 1 minute and 20 seconds better than mine, but I'm going to have to practice. Good D-boost in the cosine room, taking a little bit of damage, but should be able to farm up no problem. Pro Piece get in a bad location to do that spark in. There's a couple different places you can spark to get this missile here. Come on, gets it, no problem. Well done. Pro Piece mentioned that bonk is the word of the day. Yeah, I feel that. Sometimes it feels like you bonk every door, you bonk every enemy, you just bonk everywhere, and it's just like, come on, game, we just like chill for a minute. Because we know Super Metroid has no chill, none whatsoever. Come on, Freddy. Freddy in the actual worst room in the game. Let me through! Finally gets through the robot. Now, the way that works is you can only go through the robots if they're moving toward you and you have iframes at the right time. It's really kind of tricky. So, either way. I think Freddy might have gained a little bit of time on Pro Piece. Let's see if Freddy has the same trouble with the ocean missile there as the sky missile as Pro Piece had. Anyways, Pro Piece gets a little bit of a break. I always look at, bowling is not quite halfway yet in the run, but it's close to halfway. But we still got a lot of game left. Pro Piece is going to do a little bit of item cleanup here in the wreck ship, the east end of the wreck ship. Got two more items to pick up here. We're going to see Freddy is going to follow Pro Piece. And then what we should see, or what we're likely to see, unless their energy levels are bad, is we should see a Crateria Power Bombs pickup and then a Gauntlet E-Tank pickup after we finish full clearing the wreck ship. Excuse me. Now, there's also Pro Piece and Freddy cannot forget the West Ocean missile. And I know that I'm pretty sure Freddy still has the Moat missile to get. So we'll get an idea of what the distance is between our runners. I should have checked at bowling, but maybe we'll take a look and see when Pro Piece gets that West Ocean missile, or maybe just exits the ocean. Hey, you know what, chat? You can pick whatever landmark you want to use. Scott getting bullied by those side hoppers there now. Scott still has to spark over the ocean. Still needs to think about his energy a little bit. Phantoon is not a joke in this category. And you got Spiky Room of Death after Phantoon. You can't guarantee, as we saw from Pro Piece, we can't guarantee that Phantoon's going to give you any reliable, good health drops. So Scott's going to want to watch his energy a little bit more. Freddy's energy is okay. Going to have to do a spark here. I do not know if Pro Piece or Freddy goes for Gauntlet Spark. If I remember the last Staggered Mayhem showcase we did, where I was against Pro Piece, I think he mentioned that he missed Gauntlet Spark, so at least that tells me that he's going to go for it. I expect to see Pro Piece go for the Gauntlet Spark. I'm not sure about Freddy. Gauntlet Spark saves a significant amount of time. We're talking probably like 30 to 45 seconds, possibly more. And Pro Piece is saving at the ship. This costs you about 15 to 20 seconds saving at the ship, but you get a nice refill. And if that enables you to go faster and worry a little bit less through the rest of the run, I say take it. I took the ship save until I was about a 128 PB in Hundo. So once I started cracking those 128s, I gave up the ship save and just decided it's time to get good. All right, so Pro Piece is going to go through this, go to the criteria power bombs. As we see Freddy picking up his gravity suit, Scott getting ready for his Phantoon fight. And again, Scott's got low energy if you assume that he has nothing in his reserves. Now, Scott could have a full 100 energy reserve, but there could also be like 5 in there. So, Scott's a good runner, but going to have to be careful on Phantoon. I did not hear. Okay, it looks like Pro Piece didn't get this. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. Go, Pro Piece. No, you're too high. Dang it. Pro Piece, I'll have to teach you the ground spark. I had the same problem, man. I used to be so high on that spark all the time, and sometimes I'd make it, and sometimes I'd be too high, and I couldn't figure out how to spark on the ground. Recently, like within the last 3 months, I think I finally nailed the ground spark, and it's actually much easier to do and quicker than the air spark. So that'll make you feel less anxiety going there. Nice Dopplers from Scott on Phantoon. I know I'm all over the place, folks, but we got 3 runners here, and they're all doing a fantastic job. See if Scott can finish this 2 round. Right. I think we got Enrage? Nope, that super didn't connect, or he didn't shoot it, but could be a nice 3 round here. Really good Dopplers from Scott. Oh, dang. Too bad he didn't have a super. Scott, your Dopplers have been improving. Wow. That's, you know what? That's the PB differential between you and I right there. Your Phantoon is way better than mine. Pro Piece got to be careful here. You got to make sure you line up perfectly with that. Okay, he lines up with the line, gets right in the center. If you fall down on just one side, you run the risk of going all the way down and only being able to collect one of those missiles, and then you have to go all the way around, which is definitely like a 1.5-minute time loss. Probably more unless you're, it's a 1.5-minute time loss if you're really good, But Pro Piece got both missiles, so 100% still within sights. I don't know what's going on with Freddy. Freddy's setting up the Gauntlet Spark, and I don't know this setup. Freddy, you want to be down one more hill and a little further to the right. I mean, but, everybody's got their own way of doing it. I hope he gets it. It's a super swag strat, and it just, for your peace of mind. See, I do it on the hill underneath. Looks like he's kind of going for, maybe, yeah. I hope he got it. Come on, Freddy. Freddy gets a good spark if he got the door, but no, bonks right on the door. Still saves time, but not quite as much as if you can get through all the way through the door. I do have a good feeling that Scott will get our Gauntlet Spark, and we will see one today. So far we had the makings of 2 really good Gauntlet Sparks. Freddy had the good spark, Pro Piece had the good door shot. And, as balancing things out, I think Scott's just going to nail it. So Pro Piece and Freddy are both at the item collection phase right now. Scotty's energy is doing really good. Must have got good drops from Phantoon. But we're going to see item collection in green and pink Brinstar from both Freddy and Pro Piece. And then after that, we're going to go and enter Meridia. So we have our gravity suit now. We can go through water. We've got a lot of E-tanks. We've got a lot of artillery. You know, we're going to be safe in that area. It's kind of, once you finish wreck ship, then you're done with the major volatility points in Hundo. And honestly, once Scott finishes wreck ship, nobody should die. Basically, once you get past Spiky Room of Death and you pick up the E-tank that Scott just did, you're pretty much set. You know, there's plenty of drops. Nice D-boost there from Scott. Unfortunately, takes a hit from the spikes down there. Shouldn't be too bad, but you really have to pay attention. You have to watch your health throughout wreck ship, because as you see the spark that both Freddy and Pro Piece did getting out of wreck ship, when I was talking about the gauntlet spark, there's a significant decrease in energy there, and you need to have enough energy for it. And nice power bomb lay from Pro Piece right there. But Scott's going to have to work hard to conserve his energy, because not only is he hoping to get through the gauntlet spark, he's the wreck ship reserve spark, the gauntlet spark, but he left that atomic back. But Scott also has to do a spark to get up to the criteria power bomb. So wreck ship, one of the most dangerous sections in the game because of the limited amount of energy and everything you have for it, comparative to other categories. I would say that Scotty's got to be careful with his energy management. Let's move on. Let's take a look at Freddy and Pro Piece. I want to ignore this annoying robot room that Scott's in. This room just sucks. Whoever designed this was a complete sadist, wants to just watch other people suffer. That's the worst room in the game. Definitely my least favorite room in the game. So we got a little Spore Spawn skip from Pro Piece. Those who don't know much, this is your intended first pack of super missiles. But we're speedrunners, and we have ways to work things around. So the route we're seeing from these runners is a, just 100% route that is kind of the most optimal to collect all your items. You should do it in this specific order. There is another route. Intended strats are more of a suggestion, especially to today's speedrunners. You know, I got to imagine there are probably people back in like 1994, looking back on this stuff right now going, geez, man, if we knew that back then, we had YouTube back then, we all would have gotten better faster. I'm not sure why Pro Piece was going for that super missile wave gate glitch. Pro Piece, you have wave gate. You don't need supers there, but you know what? You see that a lot of times from randomizer runners, people that predominantly run rando. Unfortunately, blew a few supers there they otherwise would like to have, but this is 100%. We're going to be picking up a lot of equipment. Pro Piece is going to be fine. Probably lost about a solid 10 seconds there, though, of just time. But, go with whatever strat you're comfortable with. The cool thing about Super Metroid, there's so many different ways to play it, so many different strats you can use. You can really tailor the game to your ability, and as your abilities grow, you can work on different strats, different item loadouts. Shoot, we got a lot of different categories. So this is 100%. 100% item collection is in my top 2 favorite categories. So I primarily run mostly Hundo and RBO. Not that I don't like other categories, it's just those are the categories I play the most often. I probably have the best times in. So I'm really glad to be here for this 100% run. Y'all in the audience, come on, learn this game. More of us need you here. We want to fill up 4+ runners every week. We do this. So I wanted to run in this race today, but I'm at a national championships, and one of my athletes made all-around finals. So that just finished up about a half hour before I was able to jump here on comms. Had to go get some lunch, and then, otherwise I would have joined the race. So please, come and join the race. And we also need more commentators, too. Because isn't it more fun to watch this race if somebody's speaking over it? Maybe. There's a lot of you might maybe possibly watching without your volume on right now. Come on, we know. I'm a fan favorite. So it looks to me like both our runners collected everything. I saw Pro Piece do what Freddy's doing right now. Freddy's doing that very nice backdoor spore spawn shot. And then Freddy will get the energy tank. And then I don't know if Freddy did Mission Impossible. I'm hoping Pro Piece did Mission Impossible. And honestly, Scott is catching up. Seems that Freddy's stream broke. All right, well, hopefully it'll catch up. Maybe it'll be back, maybe not. Pro Piece going with the intended strats. So this is how you are intended to get the Main Street missiles. So you can get them just like Pro Pieces right there. You're going to line up with this bit of bush right over here or whatever it leaves. A little too far right, Pro Piece. Sorry, dude. You can short charge right where he fell down. And there's that ledge up there. You can do a short charge also. I tend to prefer the ledge. I can't do the short charge from the bottom. This particular intended strat is it works. It gets the job done, but you got to be careful. I like to do like a salto jump right there, and then it lines me up perfectly. But Pro Piece got it. Second try, no problem. Scott doing the gauntlet spark, taking off the various suit, pumping his energy up just enough, and we got it, y'all. We got the gauntlet spark. Hey, it's cool, Pro Piece. You just keep hanging in there. You just hanging in there. I don't know. I got to tell you, I think Hundo is like the absolute hardest category to get a PB in. And it's no matter how good you do in a run, there's always one room or one spark that just like X it up completely. Just run your race, dude. So Pro Piece is picking up the Mama Turtle missiles. These are the missiles that generally nobody ever finds in a casual playthrough. So when I did a casual playthrough, I think I found like 93, 94% items. My first time trying to play through. Got getting all his missiles. Really good race. So right here we have Pro Piece is going to get these crab supers and then make his way up to the beach or the watering hole, whatever you want to call it. Scott going to do the same green and pink Brinstar cleanup that we have seen. And I want to say Scott is maybe 8 minutes behind. Made up significant ground. Not going to lie, I actually don't even think it's 8 minutes behind at this point. I think it, depending on how Scott keeps bonking everything, it's going to be about 8 minutes. But realistically, probably 5.5 to 7 minutes behind, just kind of eyeballing it. It's really kind of hard to figure that out. I'd say if you're just starting out and you want a category to just start out with, it's going to take a while, but I think I would recommend 100% over any percent. It's a longer game. There's a lot more to pick up, but it's got every safety that you can possibly put, and it gives you a large chunk of time to work on your movement. I would say the thing that got me good at Super Metroid Fast was just trying to work on movement and hundo. More opportunities to work on ledge grabs. A lot of people like room grinding. I'm not a room grinder. I need variety. So that's kind of what lured me to hundo. There's a lot of rooms and they're all different. There's so many different ways to navigate. You can use your imagination. You can steal somebody else's strat. 100% just because there's so many rooms. There's also way more strats. There are many items than any percent. There are way more strats than 100%. And I think different loadouts in different parts of the game, it just makes it really satisfying to play. Honestly, I bet you this is where Scott makes up the most time on me. Probably in this pink Brinstar section here. Let's see if Scott can do Mission Impossible. I still haven't learned it. I've done it once or twice casually. And here we go. Come on. Got the quick drop, no problem. Let's see if he gets this Buffer jump right into the hole. Beautiful job. Nice job. So that's called Mission Impossible. Really impressive elite level strat pulled off by Scott right there. Let's see if he's going to do a short charge. No, not going to do a short charge there. But we're seeing Fat Scott pick up items, a little bit differently than the other runners. This is a good order. So we'll see the Spore Spawn skip next. Not sure. Let's see. Scott's actually on a really good pace right now. So for his run, he started like maybe 41 minutes ago. Yes, Scott. Yeah. I've seen Scott run better paces. He's doing a good job, though. Nice Batoon here from Pro Piece. Getting all those supers in. I didn't see if we had an X Factor set up or not. Nope, we have Spazer Beam still going. So, no word as to whether or not Freddy is going to be back. Looks like Freddy's stream died completely. So, I have not looked at Discord yet. But it looks like we are going to be missing Freddy. That's too bad. Freddy was doing a good job. Yeah, it's always a pain when you have internet problems when you're trying to race. Pro Piece farming up some supers. You want to make sure you have supers. It takes a couple. And we have an official forfeit from Freddy. Well, sorry, Freddy. Thanks for coming out and trying. That leaves 2. I'm interested to see how Pro Piece kills Dragon over here. Looks like we're going to get the Precious Missile after Dragon. Hopefully Pro Piece will remember that when that is all over. We call that the Precious Missile. Got its name because of a typo in chat. Supposed to be referencing the previous room and had typed Precious, and forever will those missiles be known as the Precious Missiles. Alright, so Fat Scott is going to enter Meridia with Pro Piece about halfway through Meridia. Is after this Dragon kill, Pro Piece is going to have to get the Precious Missiles, the Aqueduct Supers, Aqueduct Missiles, right Sandpit, left Sandpit. There's also Shack Tool for Spring Ball. So I would say Pro Piece has roughly half a Meridia left by the time Scott enters Meridia. So, not exactly sure how far apart the runners are, but Scott has gained significant ground since he has started. That's the strat I like from Scott right there. I'm not good enough to do the short charge from the floor, so I do the same thing that Scott just did right there, and I do the short charge from that shelf, that platform right there. All right, Pro Piece, don't forget these missiles. Thank you. Now, it is faster to pick up the Precious Missiles on the way in. It's not much faster, but you're already moving in that direction. So, I think it's faster. Because going from the other way, I know you're also moving to the right, but you have ledges and stuff in the way, and you also have to go upward. So Pro Piece going to take advantage of that space jump. Space jump all the way across the Coliseum. Much quicker to get across the room that way. Much less risky. Even though you see those Metroids, they're just like rabid. I want a time differential. I want to see what this time differential is. So why don't we use when Pro Piece enters Shack Tool? See if we can get a good old timestamp there. I wonder what way Pro Piece, are we going to pick up these items now or later? So saving Aqueduct and missiles and Aqueduct Super for afterwards, and I would do the same thing. That's the way I go. Scott not even going for the D-boost off the fish. Probably for the best. It's an unreliable D-boost anyways. Here we have right sandpit for Pro Piece. We got two items here. We have a missile pack and a power bomb pack that we can pick up. So now Pro Piece is going to go on down, and here is where we get Shack Tool. All right, we'll go by Beamer. So I won't even look at this time. Thank you, Beamer. We had a entering space jump room at 57:42. So my assumption was that Scott was between 5 to 7 minutes behind Pro Piece at this point. I think he has gained significant time, so we'll see how close we can get to that. It's probably a little bit more, because where are we at about the 3-minute mark right now? So it might still be a little bit more than that, maybe closer to 7 minutes. The San Jose room. So I'm dropping stuff over here. Pardon me, y'all, if I'm not completely myself today. I've been in a hotel for a whole week. I'm ready to be done. Oh, Scott. Unfortunate miss of the X Factors, but fortunate in the sense that, oh, geez. It's really rough batoon from Scott. You hate to see it. Come on, clean this guy up. Unfortunately, blowing quite a lot of supers there. That was not a fun batoon fight. Yeah, just a few extra missiles to send a message. We got a raid from Hemzar. Party of 8. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Hemzar. I hope your stream went very well. We have a Staggered Mayhem showcase here. Pro Piece versus Fat Scott. Unfortunately, Freddy's internet died and Freddy had to forfeit. We got Scott making up a decent amount of ground on Pro Piece here. Pro Piece had a pretty good run and then had some struggles in basically from, oh, what do you want to say? It struggles. What's that thing called? Gauntlet. Gauntlet. A little bit of trouble in Meridia, but still doing a good job. Pro Piece picking up one of the best beams in the game, if not the best beam in the game. A lot of people like Wave Beam. I get that. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't like Wave Beam. I don't like Plasma Beam. I like both those beams together. We're going to have almost the entire full beam combination. Scotty missing the charge. This is not going to be a friendly dragon fight. Misses those X Factors. Dang it, Scott. Solo Plasma better than Solo Wave. You know what? I can get behind that. If only for lower Norfair alone. You know? I'll tell you what, in a rando, I would prefer to have Plasma over Wave. Solo Ice. I can complete low percent ice, but I am not a fan. I definitely like to pretend Ice Beam doesn't even exist. I only get it because it completes the set. And since I run the same hundo route these runners run, I get late ice. My new answer for why I run late ice as opposed to early ice, or early croc as opposed to late croc. It's simply for grapple. All right, so Scott is 63 minutes and 40 seconds. What? How far? Somebody do the math. Beamer, do the math. There you go. Yeah, so I was right, between 5 and 7 minutes. So that's a pretty good estimation of time. Oh, jeez. Pro piece, that takes a while to get. Some of these sand pits are so irritating. You just sit there. It's like, can I sink, please? I'd like to go to the next room. Oh, that's right. That's right. And Scott got Precious Missile beforehand, so that could be a little 7 seconds more differential. Either way, Scott's kind of on a tear. Really showing very good movement, good strats. Just unfortunate bosses. So not a bad Meridia for Scott. A pretty decent Meridia. Just kind of a bad Phantoon and a bad Dragon. Oh no, pro piece. I mean, if it makes you feel better, dude, I did that yesterday. I did an offline casual hundo, and I missed spring ball jumping right off that same crumble block right there. I did the same thing. I'm glad you're racing regardless. I wouldn't get to enjoy this if you weren't here. Don't worry about it. We all think we're bad. As a matter of fact, there's absolutely nobody that's any good at this game. I've watched who everybody considers the best, and I hear them say it too. They're like, "Oh, I'm so bad at this game. I'm bad at this room. Oh, I suck with this. I suck at this beam. I suck at this." Nah, man. You know what? We're all pretty darn good at this game. We're here streaming. We're here in tournament matches and friendly weeklies. We're all good, man. Oh yeah. I mean, you want to talk about all being bad? I tried to do a hundo run yesterday, and it took me 3 tries. I died Dragon. I died at Dragon, got chain damage, and then I tried to do it again right afterwards. Tried to do another run, and then Kraid killed me. Not lying. Kraid killed me. I don't think I ever died at Kraid before in a hundo. And I have a 124. Like, I'm good at this game, and I died at Kraid yesterday. The game is how the game is. I know, and then I died at Kraid. I'm like, did I just really die at Kraid? Like, I wish I had it on video so I'd go back and be like, why? I know, yeah, it's good for Kraid. He's probably in the, like, as Kip would say, the enemy break room. He's like, I finally got Samus, guys. I finally did it. I know it's been a few months, but I got her. Anyways, Pro Piece Scott, we're enjoying this. We're enjoying this race. I don't think either runner killed Shaq Tool. I know Zero would be disappointed if he was here. We're about to get an Ice Beam pickup from Pro Piece. God has 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 items left to pick up in Meridia. So now Pro Piece is moving into probably the most complicated and tricky section of movement in this entire game. Pretty much doesn't matter what category you're doing. The movement in Lower Norfair has to be so precise, so clean, so crisp, or you can just lose time just everywhere. Not even frames per room, but some rooms you can lose 10 or more seconds. Like the room that I've heard called the lavatory. That's where you need space jump enabled, and you're in that Chozo's hands, and it lowers the acid down or the lava or whatever. The room that, like, right underneath that with those holts, those, like, flower houses, as Kip would call them, you can lose like 10 seconds in that room alone if you miss one D-boost, and that's one room in Lower Norfair. And you can lose an eternity in Lower Norfair. I think it's harder to optimize Lower Norfair than Meridia, to be honest. Strats might not be as complicated, but you have to be quicker in Lower Norfair. Yeah, Beamer. If you and I are talking about the same room, I have one strat in that room. Is I try to get a D-boost off the first halts, and then hope I make it through the door and don't fall through the crumble blocks. That's my only strat. Wow, Scott, beautiful reverse Cag Alley. Well done. See, now Pro Piece going right there could have charged a shot and then got a pseudo screw through the acid, would have been able to jump a little bit quicker. Like, honestly, Pro Piece, your movement is really good. I think if you studied some room strats, you could shave off minutes of this time with just simple things here and there. Good stuff. Almost made it over all those flames. Good job. All right, so this is the room I was talking about that Pro Piece is in right now. So you can lay a power bomb, jump into the Terizo's hand, or the Chozo. It's going to lower this acid, and then when he goes through this next room, you have these halts that get in the way. The lag is like disgusting. It's got just terrible lag. And there's just, go ahead and try to think of a way. I swear I lose 10, 15 seconds in this room half the time I play this game. See, I would deboost off that first one. That was actually really good room from Pro Piece. And fortunately does not connect with the crumble blocks now. If Pro Piece had hit these crumble blocks and was not doing a spring ball jump, you'd fall right through the crumble blocks. They respawn. And, yeah, pretty much you'd have to go all the way around again. I'd be happy with that. Agreed. Let's see here. What was our last timestamp, Beamer? 67:51 was ice. I want to say Scott might have gained another 40 or so seconds. Pro Piece picking up Screw Attack, the absolute most OP item in this game. I don't think there's a single thing in this game, except maybe Super Missiles, I don't know. What's more overpowered, Super Missiles or Screw Attack? Ooh, that Ripper was overpowered. Just smacked Samus right in the back of the dome. So Scott's like 5 minutes now? About? I can see that, Beamer. But if you had to say comparative to its function, I don't know. I'm just making up conversation anyways. .420. What a perfect time to be separated from one another. Wow. So Scott definitely made up a significant amount of time in Meridia. Pro Piece remembering not to fall through those holes there and find himself in a world of pain. Really good quick entry there from Fat Scott into the Acid Snake's room. Let's see if Scott can get this chronic boost. Takes the D boost, doesn't put him anywhere. Actually gets that backup D boost off the Namahe Flame. Well done. And we can see why Scott has made up so much time so fast. It's really top level movement. I mean, Scotty has a 122. A 122 is an absurdly good hundo time. You know, that's a top 100 all time right there. Nice job. I love that right there. We got the spring ball jump, the power bomb lay. Not completely optimal, but close. Two full beam combo charge shots will kill these pirates. You gotta be fully charged though. See, that wasn't a full charge. I wonder, I don't know exactly what the damage is, but if you don't charge the beam a full second, like, and you get that full charge, it does not hit with the same power as a fully charged shot. Scott not falling down the crumble missiles, so nobody's had to backtrack for any items today. Now, I came into this race about, I don't know, 20 minutes after it started, so up until that point, I don't know if anything was missed. I hate this Ridley fight, I gotta be honest. It's my least favorite category to fight Ridley in. Like, Ridley is harder and less survivable in RBO, but it's a much faster fight. I feel like my 20-shot beam fight takes forever and a day. I would rather fight Ridley in New Route. Yeah, I can see you feeling like that, Pro Piece, but gosh, I've had just as bad Ridley fights. You did survive it, though, and Ridley E-Tank coming right here. Gonna get us back to full energy. Alright, Pro Piece has killed all the Golden 4 bosses. And all the mini-bosses that we see. We don't see Spore Spawn. So, but we've seen everybody else. Killed everybody else. So all Pro Piece has to do now is finishing the item cleanup phase in Lower Norfair. Then there's some items to pick up in Bubble Mountain. We're going to go get X-Ray at the middle of Red Tower. Going to go back through Green Brinstar. We want to make our way from Green Brinstar to Blue Brinstar or Retro Brinstar, where we're going to find the last pieces of our set. Really cool thing about Super Metroid, 100% does mean 100 items. There are 100 items to pick up in Super Metroid. And in this run, you will use most of them. I think the only item you're not going to use in this run is X-Ray Beam. Because by the time you get it, I mean, you might use the X-Ray Beam if you soft lock at stand-up or have a problem there. Yes, 101 fanfares, because you can't forget about the Eddie Coons. That little song they sing before they jump up the walls is the item fanfare. Very nice metal pirates from Fat Scott. Oh. Good powerhouse too. Scott is on a tear. And, I mean, I didn't mention this before, but I think it's kind of significant that we have both runners are in Lower Norfair. Fat Scott on his Ridley fight. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think these runners will both converge somewhere around Turian at the pace Scott's running right now comparative. So that's definitely not a slam on Pro Piece. I mean, you can see the differential in their PB. Like, they're both good at this game. Scott's really good at this game. Fired in some supers there to end the Ridley fight a little bit quicker. Is that the Pro Piece second time around? Please tell me they didn't forget PBs in jail or the Hotarubi missiles. Anyways, here we're going to get the Franker Z missiles. After Franker Z missiles, going to Pro Piece will make his way to Bubble Mountain. Hopefully remember the Bubble Mountain Reserve. There's also 2 missile packs in that area. Then there's another missile pack at the bottom east side of Bubble Mountain. But Scott's showing off really, really solid movement. Almost making me wish Scott, you're getting me interested in taking Hundo seriously again. Kind of jealous your time is better than mine. This is what happens to us speedrunners. This is what gets us, we continue to stay in the game. We get a time we're really happy with, and then we see somebody that we used to be able to keep pace with, and then they get better, and it's like, you're motivating me. I got to play this game again. Pro Piece not forgetting any items. Always helpful. And this is not Nintendo Power Percent. We don't need to worry about what order we pick up those items in. So, and then optimally it routes better to get the Bubble Mountain missile down at the bottom right of the screen after that pickup right there. So that's what we should see Pro Piece do. Head southeast, Bubble Mountain. Well done, well done. Hundo's really funny. There was a time in Hundo where I was so scared and so nervous, after beating Mother Brain and getting on the ship, and the credits would roll, and I'd be like, please tell me I got 100%. Please tell me I didn't forget anything. And then for a while I was good. Then I was like, all right, I never have problems. I don't forget anything. I go months, 100%. I'm not even thinking about it. And then one time, boom, 99 shows up, and I'm like, oh shoot, dude, what did I forget? How did I forget something? Then you spend the next whole month scared again that you don't know how to play this. What missile am I missing? Am I missing a missile? What item did I forget? So it's probably better to just have a split for each item. But I got to tell you, I have categories, I have splits for every item, and sometimes I still miss them. Gotti is catching up pretty fast. But I still think we're about 3.5 to 4 minutes apart. So I want to thank you all for being here and watching these guys play. So it's been in the chat quite a bit, but please follow these runners. They do a good job. Good content. Pro Piece, I know, runs lots of randomizers. Gotti primarily runs Hundo GT Classic. Been trying to convince Scott to run RBO. He thinks I'm an insane person. But you can do it, Scott. Join in. Pro Piece picking up their X-ray scope. One of the most broken beams in the game. Check out some of our niche categories if you want to see how cool X-ray is. Watch Rambo or RBMBO. It's a pretty sweet category, heavily glitched. So many different functions for X-ray, and I don't expect any of them are intended. So even though Scott has closed the gap quite a lot, I think this lead that Pro Piece has right here is going to stay for quite a little bit. Because there's really not too many areas from here that can really lock Pro Piece up and cause significant time loss. So Scott's going to have to be extremely clean if he wants to close the gap by much further. I could see Scott making up maybe another minute here throughout from where Pro Piece is. You know, yeah, I can see that, but he's gonna have to be good. Before we finish the end of this, we also want to thank Freddie for trying to run today. Sorry it didn't work out for them. We had what we assume is internet failure, and thanks to Pro Piece and Scott. Yeah, 2 minutes and 34 seconds. I knew Scotty would get some more time, so I think this race is going to even out. Probably by Mother Brain. Just knowing what I know about both runners, I expect Scott to make up some time in Turian. Would be the next place that he'd make up significant ground. So Pro Piece just a few items away from finishing the item collection. We have this missile here at the bottom. And 230 missiles. So, wait, there's also Old Mother Brain missile and Climb Supers. Excellent exit out of that X-ray room from Scott. You know, and I know Scott hasn't played much Hundo lately. Scott's been primarily concentrating on GT Classic, so nice to see Scott survive. Nice to see Scott get through this race. I'm probably throwing you under the bus here, Scott, but I'm pretty sure the last one you tried, you died. So far, so good, buddy. You're still alive. Really catching up very fast. I think this is going to be a very exciting conclusion, to be honest. That's really what I love about this. I would like to get more people running these things because a lot of these races are doing a pretty good job at kind of getting everybody to the end at about the same time. And it makes it really, really fun to watch. You get to see a runner, you know, trying to fight to, you know, maintain their lead. Another runner, you know, trying to catch up from behind. So pretty much wherever you fall in to the lineup there, you kind of have something to think about. You know, I've had races where I was the pursuer. I've had races where I felt pursued. And it kind of gives you a different mental approach to the game than if it was just a normal race against somebody else. You know, it feels like you're racing against somebody that's exactly at your same skill level. I think that's one really cool thing the offsets do. This should be the last item pickup from Pro Piece right here. These are the 230 missiles because, you know, 230, and certainly we can make some jokes, but I'm going to skip that. So what Pro Piece should have collected now in total, 14 energy tanks, 4 reserve tanks, 230 missiles, 50 super missiles, 50 power bombs, grapple beam, X-ray, spring ball, screw attack, space jump, you know, a bunch of beams. So lots of stuff. That adds up to 100. All right, great job, Pro Piece. Entering what we call G4 at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 24 seconds. This is going to be exciting, but I got to tell you, 2 minutes and 34 seconds was our last clock. You know, trying to make up that much time from now until the end, that's going to be really hard. You know, even if I wouldn't, even if Pro Piece is losing like 30 seconds per Metroid room, which is, you know, almost impossible to lose 30 seconds in a Metroid room. 10 easy. 10 seconds easy to lose. Not only that, but Scott would have to play like a god. But I'm curious to see how close it can be. So I like these strats. Pro Piece making sure that they can still pick up drops. It's not a timer. Yeah, there is a difference, Hemzar. It's because Scott's timing his run is a regular run, and he started 13 minutes and 59 seconds after Pro Piece. So that's kind of what we do with the Staggered Mayhem showcase is you race, every runner has a PB, and then there's a differential that. That's a formula. WJG knows what's up. So in the SMS, the Staggered Mayhem Showcase, we've had a variety of different conclusions. We've had many runners come from behind, from a late start, and be able to win. We've had other runners that were able to maintain their lead throughout. Pro Piece going with some like max GT strats here, taking off suits. Definitely going to help you damage down faster. So really only have to remove the Varia suit, to be honest. Because Gravity suit and Power suit, you still take the same amount of damage from the Metroid. But not having the Gravity suit on, you know, well, it wouldn't matter in this right now. So Pro Piece about to get an energy refill, and then we're going to see Mother Brain. Yeah, I was going to recommend turning the suits back on. Mother Brain is, you know, a lot of people would say in this category, no big deal, but Mother Brain's scary if you have no suits on. Oh, Scott. Slightly unoptimal Metroid rooms right there, but, you know, catching up here. I don't want to say it's in the bag, but all Pro Piece has to do is just have a really clean fight and survive this. And we'll see two Mother Brains on screen. That's for sure. But as long as Pro Piece survives, they will have this. Oh, Scott. Those Metroids were very not nice to you. Yeah, I don't know if Pro Piece does stand up. I think so. Maybe not. I don't know. That's way more damage than I. That's way more. Usually I damage down. I leave like 2 or 3 tanks up at the top in case I take like a random ketchup or an onion ring or something. So, but this we have optimal energy right now. Now, honestly, Pro Piece does have energy in his reserves, so if he does take a shot, he can still possibly fill back up to the necessary ammo. So right now we're understand. You need 7 full lead tanks. Oh, and GG Scott. No, we're just damaging down. All right. So we're not going for stand-up, which is not going to give Scott enough time to catch up, because optimally stand-up saves, you know, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. It doesn't save nearly as much time as people think it does. Baby skip is like a 30-second time save, but stand-up is honestly much closer to half of that. So very nice spring ball skip, but this is still a pretty good run for Scott. I wonder what his actual time is. I feel like he's running, feels to me like a 124 pace or a 125, like a high 124, low 125. But again, I came in a little bit late, so I did miss the first like 20 minutes of the race. So, and if you look at it right now, we got maybe another 3 minutes till Pro Piece lands on the ship, maybe a little bit less than that. And I'm going to have to say that not a PB, but a very good run for Pro Piece, very close to their time. So that's good to see. Got into the catch-up phase. Already done with the catch-up phase. So Scott's just a couple minutes behind Pro Piece, about 2 minutes maybe. Basically a Mother Brain cutscene. Pretty nice Mother Brain 3 cleanup from Pro Piece right there. The closer you stand to Mother Brain, the less lag there's going to be with the shots that connect, because the Hyper Beam does create quite significant lag. And let's go! At this point, Pro Piece could save the animals and still win this. You know what? Oh crap, dude, this is PB pace. Yeah, dude, don't save the animals. I didn't even think it might be close to PB pace simply because Pro Piece seemed like they were so disappointed with their run at one point. Let's go. Anytime I'm on PB pace like this, the next 3 rooms are so nerve-wracking. Oh, come on, you've got this. It's in the bag. Alright, y'all. It's very rarely we get a PB in these events. But we have a, what, 15, 16, 17, 18 second PB? GG Pro Piece. Alright. And Scott coming up not too far behind from a near 14-minute starting deficit. I'd say that Fat Scott has run a very good race. Oh man, Scott. Missing that spark feels so bad. Oh man, space jumping, wall jumping with high jump boots in that room is absolutely ghastly. Terrible. It's awful. Yeah, that pirate said, no, Scott. Not today. He's going to be in the break room bragging later. I killed Samus's spark. You saw that. Oh, no, it was lots of fun, Scott. Or you know what? I agree with you, Scott. Dude, that sucked. How is your PB better than mine? I need to start playing again. I need to get back into practice mode. Maybe we'll get our runners in for an interview. Either way, thank you everybody for coming today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I have to get ready to... I gotta pack up all my stuff. I have to get on a plane in about 10 hours, maybe 8 hours. I don't know, I got a really early day tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Scott. I haven't gotten a 123 either, but I haven't gotten a 122 for that matter. Sounds good. Come on in. Pro Piece, you here?
Yeah.
GG, and thanks for racing today.
No problem. Thanks for the GG.
For sure. So this is a PB for you, correct?
Yeah, it was like 45 seconds. It could have been a lot more, but then I messed up really badly in Meridia.
Yeah, some of that was a little brutal, but hey man, a PB is a PB. That's awesome. You'll be getting that time down in no time. So I'm a little sad I wasn't able to race today, because you brought out pretty good stuff in me when we raced, and congratulations, we do have the 100% confirmed. So legit PB, legit run. So what are your best? What felt best about this run?
I don't know. I guess between Fantoon and Edacoons was pretty good. Minus, like, I got sort of Gauntlet Spark, but I bonked on the door. But that's not, my old PV did that too, so that wasn't a giant deal.
Yeah, I've had that problem. I've done that too. So I actually learned how to spark from the ground because I got sick of like hitting the top of that door and bonking on that door. So strong recommend there. But yeah, it seemed like a pretty solid run for you. I missed the first 20 minutes, but Freddie, before Freddie forfeited, y'all were just really close that whole time. So that was really cool. It's a shame Freddie didn't get to finish the match.
Yeah, I read in chat that it was kind of close by the time Crate happened.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, like y'all were only separated about one or two rooms at the most by up into Pink Brinstar back. So, and Scott's happy. Scott did get 100%. Spoilers. Sorry, it's coming in like 2 seconds.
I do not have the stream up, so
that's all right. So, but you both finished with 100%, and I don't know. Are you gonna keep grinding Hundo, or are you gonna try voting out for some other categories in the future?
If the race today didn't happen, I wanted to try to learn GT Classic because I do want to kind of branch out into more categories for this because it seems it's only been Hundo or any percent recently.
I mean, I would be fine. I run quite a lot of different categories, so I don't mind. I'll pretty much run anything. But yeah, it's GT Classic. GT Classic is a really great category. It kind of combines like the early game of any percent with the late game of Hundo. So it's like it's definitely a category I recommend. I do love GT Classic.
Yeah, that tournament. I've been watching a lot of it that's been going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, Mr. Guy Average is running right now against Professor School, I think. So that's actually pretty killer. So anybody, make sure you check out that race later because it's probably over or near enough. I think it started at 1 o'clock, to be honest. But anyways, thanks for being here today. And anything you want to say before I send us off?
Thanks for comms, because we don't usually get comms for races.
Absolutely, I am glad I was able to jump in. I knew as soon as my competition had ended. I'm not going to go into that. I was like, you know what? I have just enough time to like get back, and I'll only miss like the first 15 or 20 minutes of the race. So I figured I would jump in and do comms. So thanks for listening, everybody. Pro Piece, Fat Scott, Freddie, thank you for running. And hey, we'll see you next mission, everybody.